The human brain is the most complex organ in the human body. Weighing about 3 pounds and consisting of roughly 86 billion neurons, the brain controls everything from basic functions like breathing and heartbeat to complex processes such as thinking, memory, and creativity. But what exactly is happening inside our brains when we think, feel, or act? How do these billions of neurons work together to give rise to thoughts, emotions, and behaviors? In this video, we will dive deep into the science of the brain and try to unravel some of the secrets behind how our mind works. The brain is an incredibly powerful organ that governs nearly every aspect of our lives. Its complexity is staggering. With billions of neurons communicating with each other through electrical signals, the brain processes and stores information, makes decisions, and allows us to interact with the world around us. Each neuron can form thousands of connections with other neurons, creating an intricate network that allows the brain to operate efficiently. This neural network enables us to do everything from recognizing faces to solving complex math problems, from remembering past experiences to creating new ideas. At the core of the brain's functions are electrical signals. Neurons communicate with one another by sending electrical impulses, called action potentials, through synapses. When an action potential reaches the end of a neuron, it triggers the release of chemicals called neurotransmitters, which cross the synapse to communicate with the next neuron. This process of electrical impulses and chemical signals is how information travels throughout the brain. It's what allows us to process sensory information, form memories, and carry out motor functions. One of the most fascinating aspects of the brain is its ability to change over time. This property, known as brain plasticity, refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new connections between neurons. Brain plasticity happens every time we learn something new, like learning to play an instrument or mastering a new language. It's not limited to childhood but continues throughout life. This means the brain can adapt and rewire itself to accommodate new experiences, recover from injury, and compensate for lost functions. The more we use our brain, the more connections are formed, which is why mental exercises, education, and cognitive challenges can keep our brains sharp as we age. The brain is made up of several different regions, each responsible for different functions. The cerebrum, the largest part of the brain, is divided into 2 hemispheres and is responsible for most higher functions, including thinking, reasoning, memory, and voluntary movements. Each hemisphere is further divided into lobes, each with its own specializations. The frontal lobe, for example, plays a critical role in decision-making, problem-solving, and planning. The temporal lobe processes auditory information and is key to memory formation. The parietal lobe is involved in spatial awareness and processing sensory information, while the occipital lobe is responsible for visual processing. The cerebellum, located at the back of the brain, plays an essential role in motor control, coordination, and balance. Even though it accounts for only about 10% of the brain's total weight, it contains more than half of the brain's neurons. The brainstem, which connects the brain to the spinal cord, controls essential life-sustaining functions, such as breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. Despite all our advances in understanding the brain's structure, much about how it works is still a mystery. One of the biggest unanswered questions in neuroscience is the nature of consciousness. Consciousness refers to our awareness of ourselves and the world around us. It's the feeling of being alive, of thinking and experiencing the world in real time. Scientists are still debating how consciousness arises and which specific neural processes are involved. While some believe consciousness emerges from the firing of neurons in the brain, others have proposed that it may involve more complex mechanisms, possibly related to quantum processes. One of the areas where researchers have made significant progress is in understanding emotions. The brain's limbic system, which includes structures like the amygdala and hippocampus, is responsible for processing emotions and forming memories. When you experience an emotion, whether it's fear, happiness, or sadness, it's not just a feeling, it's a complex series of chemical and electrical reactions happening in the brain. These emotional responses can influence your behavior, decisions, and even physical reactions, like changes in heart rate or sweating. Memory is another area that has captivated researchers for decades. Memory formation is a complex process that involves several different parts of the brain working together. The hippocampus, for instance, is critical for converting short-term memories into long-term ones. The amygdala is involved in emotional memory, helping us remember emotionally charged experiences. Memory is not like a recording device, it's dynamic and flexible. Our memories can change over time, with some details becoming distorted or forgotten. This is why eyewitness testimony can be unreliable and why people sometimes experience false memories. What's fascinating is that our memories don't just live in one place in the brain, they are stored throughout various networks of neurons. When we recall a memory, the brain reactivates these networks, allowing us to bring past experiences back into our consciousness. Over time, these memories can be reshaped as the brain integrates them into a broader context of our life story. A particularly exciting field in neuroscience is the study of brain injuries and the brain's ability to heal. Brain plasticity allows the brain to compensate for injuries, like stroke or traumatic brain injury, by rerouting signals through different neural pathways. This has led to new rehabilitation techniques that encourage the brain to reorganize itself and restore lost functions. Additionally, researchers are exploring ways to promote neurogenesis, the growth of new neurons, particularly in areas like the hippocampus, which is essential for memory. The field of neurodegenerative diseases, such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, has also seen significant progress in understanding the brain's vulnerabilities. Both of these conditions are caused by the death of neurons in specific parts of the brain, leading to memory loss, motor difficulties, and other symptoms. While there's no cure yet, scientists are working on various treatments that can slow the progression of these diseases and improve the quality of life for affected individuals. One of the most promising advances in neuroscience is the development of brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. These devices, which allow the brain to communicate directly with machines, have the potential to transform medicine, enabling people with paralysis to control prosthetic limbs or computers using only their thoughts. BCIs could also have applications in treating neurological disorders and advancing our understanding of how the brain functions. We are also beginning to realize the importance of brain health in the context of overall well-being. Just like any other organ in the body, the brain requires proper care to stay healthy. Studies have shown that regular physical exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep are critical for maintaining brain function. Exercise, in particular, has been shown to promote the growth of new neurons and improve cognitive function, while sleep is essential for consolidating memories and clearing out waste products from the brain. As we continue to explore the brain's mysteries, we're making incredible strides in fields like artificial intelligence, neuroprosthetics, and mental health treatment. The more we learn about the brain, the more we understand about human behavior, and the closer we get to unlocking its full potential. In conclusion, the brain is far more than just an organ, it is the center of our consciousness, thoughts, emotions, and memories. With every new discovery in neuroscience, we get closer to understanding how it works, and how we can harness its power to improve our lives. The future of brain research is incredibly exciting, and as our knowledge deepens, so too does our ability to improve mental health, enhance learning, and develop new technologies that will transform the way we live. The human brain is an extraordinary organ, and we've only just begun to uncover its secrets.